Hey troops, GeneralJSmith here, back with my overview of Blocks Magazine, Issue 8. So, you may remember quite some time ago I did an update talking about I got Issue 4 of Blocks Magazine from GeneralJSmith, and I really enjoyed it, because I thought at first, before I got, I had heard of it, but I thought it was going to be more or less like a kind of adult version of the Lego Club, which would be made by Lego, and kind of, yeah, it was good, I suppose, in one sense, but really, it's not my more cup of tea. It's not as almost relatable in one sense. Well, then I started reading it, and it really was a good magazine. It really, is very relatable for teenagers and AFOLs. And I think it's a very good magazine for those sort of people. So, after that, well, it wasn't really a review, but apparently a review, I got an email from Blocks Magazine saying, hey, if we sent you the magazines, do you want to review them? And I was like, yeah. So, here we are right now. I'm here with Issue 8 of Blocks Magazine. And I'm just going to be more or less doing an overview with, I think you can probably guess how this is going to go down. I will not be showing you the entire thing, just an overview of what it's like. And, yeah, more or less. So, let's get into it right now. I just want to say, first of all, this particular issue, I've got to be honest, I was a little underwhelmed by the front cover. It's not bad in any way, don't get me wrong. It's just compared to other Blocks magazines, it wasn't quite as flashy, it wasn't quite as exciting, perhaps. I mean, this does not reflect the contents, because the contents of this magazine is pretty good, and it's definitely up to the standard of most Blocks magazine, But, for example, comparing it to issue 3, which is The Hobbit, you see here, there was so much more stuff happening, you got all these different images around here. Of course, you got the image, a very cool image of a lot of the main Hobbit minifigures. You got all this stuff, you got stuff down here, there was a lot of stuff happening. And even in issue 4, where you didn't get a lot of images as much, you've got a lot down here, like a lot of text, a lot of big things, like they were big flashy, It was very cool, and it really did appeal. And of course, by the way, I've got to point out, I am a little biased just because I love Star Wars, but I can't help that. There you go. But of course, I'm going to try and still do it unbiasedly and say that, how good it is for different themes. But of course, just because the cover, by the way, is pirates, does not necessarily mean the entire thing is a pirate-themed magazine. There are many things. Of course, you can see here, Falcon. Talking about the Millennium Falcon, the UCS Millennium Falcon. There's a section on that, which I'll show you in a minute. But just saying, I was a little underwhelmed, perhaps, by the initial front cover. But that's not to say the contents of this are bad in any way. I'm just going to say I love the way that they have the actual water and actual Lego bricks, because sometimes they don't. Sometimes just normal water, especially in Lego Club magazine, they'll do that. But I still think it's very cool. But really overall, I would just say I like a little more flashy, more stuff around. There's a lot of open space. But that's not to say it is a bad magazine in any sense. It is still very good. But yeah, I think it's more just go into it then right now. Alright, so opening up the magazine, we see it is fairly thick. It's got about the same sort of thickness as most of these Blocks magazines. That's pretty nice, a lot of content. The first couple of pages are really nothing too massively special, more just sort of promotions and talking about, who edits and does these things. We go on to the contents page, and we see we've got just as much content in here as we do any other Blocks magazine, which is quite a lot. My particular, I suppose, my favourite in this magazine would be the stop motion element to it, which is very cool, just because I'm a fan of stop motion, really. There are quite a few other things about it as well, very nice. And of course, we have a little sneak peek of the content within this. You'll find out what all this means later on. But anyway, so flipping to the first page, I'm just going to go, a quick overview. I will say another little downside, I've got to be honest, overall, not just this particular magazine, but just in general, I really would like it if they were more almost, no, they are up to date, but even almost say a little further ahead, almost. I said almost quite a few times there. Anyway, but they do, obviously they talk about the TIE Fighter, they talk about the Jurassic Park sets in the back, but that's more, this isn't old news per se, it's current news. And what I'd really love is to get maybe sneak peeks of upcoming sets, new things, what's happening. Maybe not necessarily images, not necessarily go get some confidential, exclusive images illegally or anything like that. But I'm just saying maybe get some chat about, say, the episode 7 sets that are coming in September, stuff like this we haven't really seen that much of yet. Not really exclusive, don't, kill yourself to go get it, but I'm just saying that I would like some, maybe slightly newer But, you know, obviously it's still current, don't get me wrong. It's not like you're going to read it and say, oh, that was 10 months ago, whatever. But anyway, so, we've got blocks, letters. I believe these are letters sent to Lego or blocks. I'm not sure, remember. This is actually a pretty cool page. We have here how to make your lightsabers glow, or I'm not sure if it's like a tutorial, but more like you see here. You've got like this sort of lamp. I think you could probably buy these from some sort of store. Maybe, I think so. But yeah, just sort of going through, very cool. You've got the blocks app here, which you can get, of course, on, well, anything you can get an app on, effectively. And it's got a little talk about what's coming next month. And that's one thing I do really like, the way they talk about events and things that maybe Lego doesn't. You know, almost like third-party sort of independent things. So that's very cool. Star Wars Celebration. So this is what I'm kind of talking about. Star Celebration, that's technically already happened. But, you know, it's still cool, of course. You know. Flicking through, you know, we've got some cool stuff here. This is a particular funny page of mine, which I quite like. This guy created some wheels for this tortoise. Why? We don't know. But even so, it's still pretty cool. It's pretty funny. I've got to be honest, the tortoise doesn't look incredibly comfortable. I mean, I'm not sure if he can move himself, but hopefully he's alright. But, you know, just a funny little thing. That's also another thing that I like that we perhaps don't get in Lego magazines, is the fact, you know, sort of the more personal touch in one sense to it. And we'll talk about pirates and things like that. And of course, we have blocks online where you can follow them. They've got a YouTube account, so, you know, go subscribe there. You've got Twitter, Facebook, all the different things. Very nice. And of course, yeah, that's actually, I mean, it's just me. I just think I noticed that. It looks like a really cool ship. Is that just me? I think it looks really, really cool. But even so, you know, just stuff away you can go to get it. They also do reviews similar to what I do. I'm not sure. I think probably people at Blocks who give a review of it, almost like, you know, blog style sort of things. And actually, there's I will show you later, but there's a section where they talk about next month in Blocks. They're going to talk about the Imperial Shuttle Tidarium and the UCS TIE Fighter. Probably doing reviews of those. So that is very, very cool. Now, of course, you've got the pirate section. I'm not a massive fan of this, I'm not going to lie, so I can't really as much give a full review. But it seems pretty cool, you know, if you're into that sort of thing. I would also, here's an interesting thought, because I mean, generally, you know, I am a teenager, so to be honest with you, teenagers aren't known for having to have large attention spans, and some people may not be massive fans of, there's quite a lot of text, but at the same time, there's also quite a lot of pictures, but there's just quite a lot of everything, really. I actually like it. I actually like the fact you get a lot of information, because if you haven't noticed, my channel, some of the videos are pretty long, to say the least. And, you know, that's because I love to give a lot of information on sets, the histories, all these different things. You know, I love to do a lot of that. So I'm actually pretty glad. You know, I've also, by the way, collecting another magazine, a Star Wars, like just normal Star Wars magazine, which sort of gives facts on various sets. So if they give more of that, I am very, very happy. You know, it's the perfect mix between images and text. You don't want an entire, you don't want like literally a book, but at the same time, it may feel a little young if you just have images. This is an extremely cool image. It looks like, you know, it looks like one of those proper sort of, I'm not sure how to describe it really, but it looks like a very cool image. Lego Universe. This is very, very cool. I think this is a custom site of some sort, maybe, or I know this is a sort of custom minifigure. It's very cool. There's goes more into that later, and this one is about the animation, which I'll show you there, and this one is about trees or something. But yeah, so it goes on with character building. This is very, very cool. Flicking through, because I don't want to show you every aspect. Oh yes, this is a very cool man. I won't show you how it does it, because you've got to read the magazine for yourself. But effectively, it's a Lego tutorial on teaching your, you know, in animation, of course, part 3, because part 1 and 2 weren't other magazines. How to fly, more or less. I mean, you can find tutorials on YouTube, but even so, you know, this is a very good in-depth way of doing it. You know, very simple, you know, really nothing to it. I'm not going to spoil it for your people. You gotta do it yourself. But, yeah, it's got building techniques. This is similar to, like, mock building, you know, different types of building. You can see a lot, you know, building curved structures. Very cool. Got top tips, things like this. How to build these sort of roofs, how to build things like that, you know, all these sort of good things if you want to get into mock building. I actually saw this previously in another Blocks magazine about custom minifigures. There's a site literally called Minifigures, apparently, where you can buy minifigures. That's very cool. So you'd have to, like, you know, get them pretty bad quality off eBay or whatever. It's a custom minifig, which I've got to say looks amazing. I don't actually know the character, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it says Dave Jones. No, is that the name? That may be the name. I'm sorry, I don't know. I do not know. It looks like something out of World of Warcraft. This is just me. But anyway, but it's even so, whatever it is an extremely cool character. My God, I would love to have one of those. Well, no, actually, I'd love to sell one. But yeah, so this is very cool. We got this in previous block magazines, you know. But this is all very cool. The printing and things on this looks amazing, you know. So this is all very cool. It goes on about, you know, custom designs that are maybe coming out, Lego ideas. This is all very cool. Other thing, I love the way they kind of put the DeLorean in with the building. This is very, very nice. You got pirate ships, you know, bargain deals. It talks about Amazon, which, by the way, just a little sneak peek to what's happening next week, probably. I found the sets, the summer sets, or well, 2 of them at least. The 2 that everyone wants. I found them on Amazon for a cheap price. Hopefully we're getting this weekend. So, you know, things are happening. Just saying. For the UK viewers, check Amazon. That's all I'm saying. For the layer sets. But anyway. Yeah, you got, you know, some pretty cool stuff going on here. All of this is very nice. You've got, you know, talking about Batman. I'm, of course, a big fan of Batman. Although, I'm not going to lie, I like Iron Man. Everyone says Iron Man's such a copy of Batman, but, you know, I still love him. But, you know, you got stuff like this. Very cool. And I think this is like, they made Lego versions out of this. These are actual buildings, of course. I think one of that is. And that is because, that I suppose that's a scale replica. Is that made out of Lego? I don't think it's made, it doesn't look like it's made out of Lego. Huh. If it is, that is extremely cool. But you can see, you know, they make scale models of genuine buildings, much like, you know, Lego does. Starbucks, you know, very cool. I've never actually been, believe it or not, I've never been to a Starbucks, just because, I don't know, just because I don't really drink coffee, but it was there. And a lot, I mean, of course, even though there is more than just what the cover tells you, there's more than pirates, a lot of it will be about the cover, of course. There's a lot of pirates in this particular one. And actually, I saw this somewhere, you know, about more Lego ideas, and not just that, but made by the same people who did the Lego Exosuit, which is an amazing set. I love that set. Because you can see it's got a lot of the same style, and I saw some Lego ideas, and it looks very, very cool. You know, I really hope a lot of these are made into sets. Not necessarily this one. This one I'm not a massive fan of, gotta be honest. But a lot of this, if they made like a full-scale, detailed base, it would, well, it would cost a lot. There's no lying, but it would still be very, very good. And this also, I like this page because I've actually seen this, but I've seen this in the train station in London, in a train station rather. There isn't just one. But anyway, this is like the Art of the Brick, I believe. This is a convention where it's basically, well, look at it, it's just sculptures made out of Lego, and it's like genuine sculpture, like MOXs per se, but like genuine sculptures. This is very cool. You got other stuff like this, very nice. You got Oscars made out of Lego. It's kind of funny. There's a bit down here about the Lego movie won the Oscars, but unfortunately it didn't actually. But we all wish it had. Says, but blocks can still dream. If only they should have won though. They should have won. I mean, How to Train Your Dragon 2 was a very good film, but I'm sorry, the Lego movie just should have won. It goes on about how, you know, because there's so many rumors about will this return as a set. Personally, I'm not sure. Maybe. I mean, if it does, I don't think it'll bring back the exact same set. I think it's a little far, but they may bring something back similar to this. You know, we're going to deep sleep with episode 7. It's got, this is a list of all the Millennium Falcons ever to come out to date. This is very cool. But, yeah, it's very nice. And as we approach the end, we see here a lot of keychains. That is a lot of keychains. But yes, this is very cool. And right at the end, we have a design by someone in Los Angeles, apparently, who designs like this tissue box and like these coasters, which are pretty cool. I've got to be honest, the design looks, well, you know, it's like, how hard could it be to create a coaster? It's literally, you know, but anyway. And this is what I was talking about before, how, you know, in the next issue, I had about Jurassic Park, and I'll be doing reviews of that. I mean, the Shuttle Tydirium is still a pretty new set, of course. I mean, well, it's really new at this point. So that's really cool, but I mean, you do have to wait a month for that, so that's what I'm kind of saying. They're not late, don't get me wrong, Blocks isn't late in this sense, but it's kind of, I wish it was more exclusive, a little early. If they had, say, the reviews of the Shuttle Tydarium and things in this issue, that would have been perfect. It's just the Jurassic Park sets, I think, are starting to really show up now, and it's like, in a month's time, they won't be old, but they'll, you know, hopefully you understand what I'm saying. But yeah, and of course we've got the same thing on the back. But yes, very cool then. So, a very cool magazine, don't get me wrong. Compared to perhaps other Blocks magazines, I mean, again, I have to stress I'm a massive Star Wars fan. So, some of it may not appeal to me. I mean, nothing in Blocks will appeal to absolutely every single person. That's sort of the point. But it's still a very cool magazine to have. I recommend it. It's only, you know, £5 per issue. And if you sign up for like a 12-month thing, you get one issue free, which is very cool. But yeah, so, as I said way back when I did that update, this is a very cool magazine. I recommend picking it up if you haven't already. And it definitely appeals to teenagers and AFOLs in perhaps a way that Lego Club magazines and things like that perhaps don't. You know, but even so, it's more or less like if YouTubers made a magazine. This is what it is. But that is it. Thank you guys for watching this actually pretty long. Hopefully I'll cut it down in editing, but this was a pretty long overview of the magazine. I personally pretty like this magazine. I prefer the Star Wars ones, but that is just me, of course, you know, as a lot of people. But there you go. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you this Saturday, hopefully, with the new sets. Can't wait for that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys. So a while ago, you may remember this page. No, not that page. Screw this review. You know, screw this review. Holy cow, it's 9 o'clock.